Вітання з українською.
Good afternoon. Today at UCMC we are talking about fundamental reform of self-governance at local level. In 2014, the reform started, and in April we will celebrate the 4th anniversary of the reform. What are the results for the 4 years, whether the country is moving the right way? The answers to these questions are given to us by heads of United Communities. Kiptivska United Community was among the pilot ones, among the first one, a flagship community. We have invited Volodymyr Kuchma, head of Kiptivska United Community, to us. 3 years ago, your community took decision to unite. Why did you decide to unite, and what you expected from uniting? Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for invitation to this event. You know, I would like to speak truly. The question is correct. What was the impetus why we united? Frankly speaking, it is simple. In the self-government situation as it had been developing before the decentralization reform, we were in the dead and I worked as the chairman of the village council, and I didn't have answers what the next steps should be and what should I say to my village mates and my voters, because self-governance means people decide, and people decide on the vector of our development, and it should help people to make their dreams of their future come true. This is the answer to your first question. Expectations are understandable. For 3 years you have been working in this form, and you have 6 councils and 12 settlements in your united community. We can talk long and we can extend the changes, but it is better to see them on site. You know, those people living in the area of united community, and those people who are not very interested in the life of community. They show their interest when they have personal interest. For example, if today my hedge was replaced or street lighting was installed, then person sees the changes in utilities sector. Replacement, for example, of piping can see only the persons who are directly engaged or concerned. Sometimes people do not want to take account of the changes because they were against uniting. Some portion of population were against uniting with other communities, other villages which were a little bit at lower development stage. It is understandable because, for example, communities which had the budget of 3 million or 5 million, and if such a community unites with a community with very small village budget, those days there were questions which arose. But in Chernihiv region, which is deemed a depressive region, we have critically low figures of population. as compared to the south or east of Ukraine. Our northern part is not so densely populated. And also the age of population grown older. We should move, we cannot stop. I have figures. Experts from the Group of Financial Monitoring at the Central Office of Reforms, they provided me with these figures. In 2017, the proceeds of your budget in Kiptivska United Community was 12.9 million. Before these six councils were united, what was the consolidated income of those villages, 6 villages? As of the date of uniting, when the procedure was completed, first we decided on the format of uniting, then we should have decided how to pay salaries to teachers and other previously state budgeted workers. Uniting just for the sake of unity is not working. We should understand what powers of the state we should implement in full. So, first, we took responsibility of education center, of healthcare center, of utilities, and we calculated our money, our budget. Our budget before uniting, it was about 5 million, and now it is more than 12, almost 13 million. So our goals are rather, and plans are rather ambitious. In 2018 we suppose to get 15 million budget. The figures of increase are not so high, but still the experts are saying that in your community tax payability is rather high. In 2018 in Kiptivska community 3,800 hryvnias tax are payable annually, but in general in Ukraine this indicator is lower than 3,000, so your community is at a good place, and out of 366 communities in Ukraine, your community is on 134th place. I think this is your victory in some aspects. I researched your website and I found that your community was among the first who took part in land management and development strategy. This project is a USAID project. What this project provided to your community? We have always been thank you for your words. Yes, they are figures and experts' opinions. I would like to say that we have been working in the scope of this project, and these figures, they are our outcomes and outputs which were achieved thanks to the hard work of the whole team of our community, and also we have spent time and efforts First, we developed the strategy to see the ways how we will be working, and then we also undertook responsibility to implement the strategy of our community development. Every day we should seek for the ways to cooperate with different governmental bodies, and international institutions, grant projects, and thanks to support of Association of Village Councils and its chairman Kolodenko Volodymyr Sergeyevich, we were offered to take part in the project on revision of lands which we have, because for rural areas the main source of budget is land on which we live, whether land taxes are paid correctly, where to find investors, where to find landowners who will lease land, and where to get land for lease from those owners, because not all people are competent in these questions. People do not know who they can lease their land shares, their land plots. Sometimes people can't get their lease payments for their land shares, and then they go to get support, to get assistance from village councils and village administrations. We should conduct awareness raising campaigns among our village residents, so that rural population know that the land shares are the source of their incomes. In USAID project, the land management and land accounting is addressed. So I think that now we have already completed 50% of works. We know who the lands belong, what are prospects of their land use, of these lands use. Everyone who is interested today in development of agrarian businesses or tourist businesses or other businesses, they can open our public map and see the land plot use for each land plot. And I'd like to say that today in rural area 60% of land are in vague status, because people think that these land plots belong to them, but they have not documented those land shares. So people think that they're their gardens, but they are not. You are the owner when you have documents issued in accordance with the law. So Kipti community have made an inventory of lands and also developed the list of lands. Kipti community signed with the Department of Land Cadastre the memorandum in August this year. On your plans, the land plots would be transferred to your community. You said that land is an important resource for community development. Have you already calculated what results you can get upon implementation of your social and commercial plans. I have figures. As of today, we have a reserve of lands in the boundaries of settlements, 1,403 hectares. If we have sold them, or if we give them to Liz, then budget proceeds would be 1.3 million, and forested lands, which are not state owned or agricultural and forest facilities territory. They're just forested lands, so they could give us 530,000, and in total we can get 2 million proceeds just in the form of lease payments for the land. You saw that you have land resources, but I understand that you should look for investors. This is not easy. Do you have any plan? We have been working on this every day. We have already some developments. Our territory is interested for tourism. We are in the center of historical place where every land plot is the history of our Ukrainian state. That is why many tourists are interested to visit our land. So some tour routes could be made, and near the river of Desna, which runs along the territory of our community, and good nature, forested lands, and mushrooms and berries. They are interested for tourists as well. So we will be putting efforts in attracting investors, and investors will bring money to our budget. Let's pass to the administrative services issue. One of the tasks is to better the quality of administrative services. We know that the administrative services centers have been organized in 80 communities so far. Do you have the administrative services center? Kipti United Community was among the first which established the Center for Provision of Administrative Services. My personal view is in this reform implementation, to provide high quality administrative services to our community members. The territory is the territory, development and the development, but the basics of our community are our people who are a part of our community, and it is only natural that people they become older. Most of our community members, they are of pension age or close to this pension age, so we should help them, and to assist them we should provide services of some notarial nature. They want to document subsidies, to document their wills and so on. So when people come to us, our authority forms thanks to the services we provide. Starting with 2015, we set the goal to establish a center of administrative services that was very much resistant at the level of the then power local authorities, I mean, in the district and in the region. They didn't understand those issues, or they just didn't want to be concerned with us. But we moved forward. We first built the premises, then we developed the plan, what services we would be providing, and in 2017 we opened the Center of Administrative Services, and the feedback is positive from our community members. Later on, we want the center. It has joined a elite project, and the Swiss partners provided us state-of-the-art machinery and training to our experts, so that we provide administrative services at the European standards. So today our center is one of the best in Chernihiv region. We provide 100 services, nearly 97 or 98 services. Your center have won in the context for best self-government. Yes, by the results of 2016, on the best practices of self-governance, we got the diploma of the first rank. So we are proud of this diploma and our victory. One of the myths concerning reform is that people will go 1,000 kilometers to get some certificate. They're just empty words of those people who didn't want to see the results of reforms, or made the picture the worst would be the best. The Center of Administrative Services today is working. In the premises of the Center of Administrative Services, we have 5 employees on site, and in every village or village council which joined us, there are 6 of them, 5 plus Kipti, our village. So in those villages we have remote workplaces. So all certificates are requests for certificates. They accepted on site in every village. We have the workplace, but these remote workplaces, they are united with the Center of Administrative Services, and we use the best office machinery. Well, let's pass to the social policy. It is also important aspect of your activities. The village council head, we had interview with him, and he said that he buys bread and medicines and bring it to people in need. You have 12 villages united in your community. Do you have the same problems? If we organize social policy implementation the way you said, then it would be another format. Of course, I have already told, and I would like to accent again, that in our work, our priority on the agenda is a person who is a resident of our united community. We should do everything for people to feel that the situation has changed for better. So, assistance to population is important for us from the very first days. We have had centers for assistance to elderly people. We took those powers to our united community administration. We have a kind of territorial center. We have the manager of it and the social workers. They take care of elderly people who are unable to take care of themselves. There is a list of services we provide. And we are interested in what people want. So prayer is a sacred thing. Just to visit some old lady or old gentleman, to have communication with them, to organize clean and off premises for them, delivery of medicines, and reporting to doctors. This is a systemic work. The head, the chairman, should know about everything, about the situation with all services provision in the community. When I am asked about the priorities, I'm saying that my priority is to select the right vector of development of our community. This is street light, and this is all healthcare issues and the road infrastructure, everything. Keep the community is among 3 communities taking part in the World Bank and Social Policy Ministry project, which will be provided $300 million. What is your goal of taking part in this project? For the first time, I hear this figure of 300 million. It would be fun if we get 200 million hryvnias from this project. No, this is not so. Yes, we have been cooperating with the Ministry of Regional Development and the Ministry of Social Protection. And we have been visited, and we have been keeping contacts with the World Bank office. They have been providing us assistance with experts, and from Social Policy Ministry we received also office machines, so that we are mobile in communication with Social Policy Ministry offices. And then we will choose ourselves those aspects in which we will efficiently cooperate their families which are in difficult situations due to being IDPs, and also children which live in complicated life situations. we do not have novelties in our project. They are children and other people who require most assistance from social policy ministry. I have read in social networks that decentralization is a crime against Ukrainian people. I would like to ask you how to respond to these allegations of this politician. I don't know why politicians are saying so. They should support this decentralization on sites. But they say that this is a crime before the state. Let these politicians tell us that 3 years ago, when we didn't have decentralization, the village council leader, he could not buy any utensils or any or anything for kindergartens. I have vast experience of working with civil services borders, but recently I am sure, this is my opinion, that this reform is among a very rare one, which really assists people, where we can provide the actual assistance to people. Thanks health to this politician. Let him assist us and assist people. I would like to remind you that we have had the talk with Volodymyr Kuchma, head of Kiptivska United Community.